Yes, people, welcome back to Mission Podcast. It's another episode of the Combat Council. Today, I'm joined by your regulars, Luke, Lennie, and Craig, and we have the debut of Oisin on the Combat Council. So, we've got a lot to talk about today. I mean, there's been a lot that's happened over the weekend, boxing and MMA. We'll start with the boxing, and I think we'll start with the biggest boxing news in probably some months. Conor Benn backstabs Eddie Hearn to join Zuffa Boxing and partner up with Dana White. I mean, none of us expected this, but I'm not surprised because Conor Benn is a scumbag and he's that guy. I mean, you talk about Eddie Hearn and Conor Benn's relationship, and it's a proper unique relationship, right? Like during the time Conor Ben failed them drug tests, the only person in the whole world to stick by him was Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn did so much for Conor Ben, and for Conor Ben just to turn around and join Zuffa Boxing and Dana White, and all he did to Eddie Hearn was drop an email, was like, yeah, talk to my lawyers. I'm not interested in a phone call. I'm sorry. I don't care if you put business first. That's just a scumbag move.
Yeah,
Luke, thoughts
I
on
Conor
it?
think
Benn's just a
I
flat.
think
He's just a
Danny, I
weak.
think Danny, you put it perfectly there. It's like it was a surprise, but at the same time, it wasn't a surprise. It's like Conor Benn, he's a slimy bastard, man. And he's always been that sort of way. Obviously, with the drug tests and like, if it was Anthony Joshua who came out and said, "Look, I've signed for Zuffa," and he'd left Eddie Hearn, I would have been completely surprised. But Conor Benn, it didn't completely take him by surprise.
Eddie Hearn was the only man in boxing who backed Conor Benn, loaned him hundreds of thousands when he wasn't fighting. No matter what like anyone thinks about fucking Eddie Hearn personally, he looked after Conor Benn.
Yeah, he looked after him because he knew he was going to make millions from the Eubank fight. Everyone
What do
keeps
you
going
mean
on
make
about it as if he's
millions?
this.
Conor Benn isn't a draw.
He made 8 million from the Eubank fight. Eddie gets what 25%. He's made 2 mil.
Yeah.
4 mil.
Who
So
built
that's why he was
who
loyal to
built
him.
up Conor Ben, Luke? It was Eddie Hearn who did it. He did everything for him.
Exactly.
Yeah, he did everything because
Yeah,
he's Nigel Benn's
and
son. He
and you
knew
and
that
you've
there's
got and you've
millions and
got to,
millions there.
and you've got to remember those fights with Eubank. They're a one off. They're a one off because of their dads. After that,
Yeah, but
we're
he
not
knew
going
the
to
Also,
see
money
those
was
numbers
there.
again.
Eubank sold that fight. Chris
We're not going to
Eubank's a
see those
far
numbers
bigger
again
name
with
than
Conor
Conor
Benn.
Benn.
Yeah, Eubank's a bigger name, but let's be real here. Eddie Hearn would not have been loyal to him if he was some regional guy. Eddie Hearn was loyal to him because he's a massive name and he knew the money was coming back.
But he wasn't. When Eddie Hearn was backing him, he wasn't a massive name.
He's Nigel Benn's son. He was always going to be big.
In
Oh,
2016, he
what?
wasn't a big name, Luke, and
He's
Eddie Hearn
Nigel
is a
Benn's
big
son.
name.
He was always going to be a
Let's
big
be
name,
real.
even if he wasn't good.
After his
They
after his
sold out
first
the
four or
O2 in
five
3
fights, if it was
minutes.
anyone else, he would have been cut. You shot
Yeah,
me.
they sold out the
Well,
O2 in about 5 minutes before the fight got cancelled for the drugs test. Of course he's going to stick by him. So Eddie Hearn tried to cover up the drugs test because he knew that money was there, not because he's this loyal, moral guy.
Yeah, but
Well,
Luke,
he is.
it's not all about his dad. Like, I mean, you can look at Campbell Hatton. Like, do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Same thing.
Eddie Hearn also didn't have to loan him about 500 grand or
Yeah,
whatever.
but Campbell Hatton didn't have a fight with Eubank at the O2 booked and sold out in 5 minutes. That's a 10 million game.
This was before though. This was before though.
Yeah,
He stuck by
the
him
drugs
before
test.
when the
They'd
drugs
already
test
sold
before.
the event. Yeah, he was loyal to him before because he knew he could build him up. But at that point, he didn't need to, there wasn't any sort of outrageous loyalty. The drugs test was the loyal part, and he only was loyal to him because they just sold out the O2 in 5
Yeah,
minutes.
but he loaned him money as well.
Yeah, because he knew he was getting it back. I bet he got every single penny of that back.
But that's not the point. That isn't the point at all.
What's the point? Do you not
He
think
went out
Eddie
of his
would
way
see
to
fights?
being one of these fighters.
Mate,
Well,
Eddie
not
Hearn
even-
did the exact same thing to Ben Shaw with Ben
Okay, yeah,
Whittaker.
but if Conor Benn wanted to leave, he could have went about it better, but he didn't.
Maybe. I think
That's
the phone call thing. Right?
And also, he's not going to make much more with Dana White than what he
He is,
made
absolutely.
in them two Eubank fights.
No, not the Eubank, but with Eddie Hearn now. So he's making 15
Why
million.
is that? Whoa!
with
Why
Zuffa.
is that? Right. Why is it outside of the Chris Eubank fights he's going to make absolutely nothing because he's not a draw. No one cares about Conor Benn. It's as simple as that.
Well, they care enough to give him 15 million. He's making 15 million from that. Eddie, his next fight with Eddie, he would not have made anywhere
Yes,
near
because
15 million.
they've got to overpay because they're brand new and starting up. Of course, they've got to overpay to make fighters come there.
Yeah, but that's the point. He's making triple the money he'd make with the biggest fight he could have got with Eddie was Josh Kelly.
Luke, you can't correlate the money that Saudi is spending with the actual worth of the fighter. because they're
Of
completely.
course you can.
they're all-
We talk about
obviously,
Conor
they're-
Ben on
obviously
every
they're
single
They're
podcast.
overspending. They're overspending.
Yeah, they are. They are. I agree, and they overspent on like tons of fights. But we speak about Conor Ben on every podcast. He's the most talked about boxer in UK boxing right now, whether you like him or not.
You just said Conor
he won't be
Benn's a
fighting in
draw,
the UK.
yeah. You just
He
said
won't be
Conor
fighting
Benn's
in
a
the UK.
draw, though, yeah.
Pardon? I can't even say
You
it.
just said you said Conor Benn's a draw, yeah.
Yeah, he is.
So if he was a big massive draw, he wouldn't have to go to Zuffa to get 15 million, and he would be able to sell tickets and earn that with Eddie Hearn.
No, you could earn. You could still earn big
spot
money.
on.
You could earn a few
No,
million,
he
but not
couldn't
15
because
million.
he isn't a draw. No
15
one.
He ain't
million
gonna be
is
fighting in the
absurd.
UK
That's
anymore.
Ryan Garcia money. No
What?
one can do more than that.
What would you say about Ryan Garcia money?
15 million. You'll probably fight Ryan Garcia. That's Ryan Garcia level money. 15 million. He's not getting that
No.
Matchroom.
No, but Luke, the point I think Oisin is making is
Are
that
you saying 15 or
that
50?
That 15 million,
15.
yeah, that 15 million.
All right,
15
right.
million. That 15 million, they're going to lose money on that. They're going to lose money on that 15 million.
Of course
Yeah.
they are.
Probably
Bro, he's
will.
a big draw in the UK. He won't be fighting in the UK. He's gonna fight in Saudi. No one gives a fuck.
No, he'll fight in America. Ryan Garcia. Oh,
And that's even worse. We've seen Callum. Obviously, Callum Walsh is nowhere near as big as Conor Ben, but we've seen him go to America, and Dana tried to promote him, and no one
It's
cares about him in
shocking.
America.
Yeah, but Callum Walsh isn't Conor Ben. No one talks about
Yeah,
Callum Walsh.
but that's the thing. The thing is, no one cares about Conor Ben in America.
Conor Ben sold out Spurs twice. Callum
Yeah,
Walsh
but
will
I'm
never do
saying
that.
That's not-
America. No
That's the UK.
one cares about Conor Ben in America.
Well, they know about his dad. His dad fought over in America, and that's all he is really.
They
His
don't.
dad's
They
son.
don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck.
That's like saying
American
Will
Stephen Fury
Will
would-
Conor Ben
about
be
him.
Ryan Garcia sell out the T-Mobile?
Well, yeah, because of Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, so it'll be a big fight. But that's
Well, no,
He's a
it
big
won't be a big fight because it would be a belt to ass session by Ryan Garcia.
I agree. I think Ryan Garcia is going to absolutely school him. But the point is, he is probably the most relevant guy in UK boxing. The only names bigger than him are Fury and AJ are both on the way out. So from a UK point of view, it's the biggest name Zuffa could get.
But I don't get that point because Ryan Garcia could fight a plank of wood and sell at the T-Mobile Arena.
That's true, but he'll sell more tickets against Conor Ben than he will against Barrios.
Well, no, he won't. He would sell the
Can we
exact
talk?
same amount of
What
tickets.
did
No, because
Conor
they sell
Ben
the tickets
do
for more. It's a higher
in the
revenue.
fight? Wait, wasn't Conor Ben
Pardon?
fighting in America before he fought Chris Eubank? No one gave a fuck. No one will give a fuck now.
Exactly.
Yeah, because he was fighting some nobody, like with Johnny Fisher out there. It was just some like in a ballroom.
Okay, so your point about Conor Ben being a big name and a big thing because of his dad in America is completely useless. He would need to be the B-side in any big fight he fights.
Yeah, but plenty of people are big names. But like, if whatever, what's it called? If they're not fighting good people aren't going to buy tickets, are they? People aren't going to go all the way to Miami to watch him fight.
Well, if you're a big name, if you're a big name in America, you could fight bums and still sell.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that was 2 years
he's
ago.
not.
He's a bigger name now. He's had those two fights against Eubank. Especially
In
the second one.
England, though.
Oh, no, I do
in the UK,
agree.
and
In
No,
England,
I agree he's bigger in the UK and he's definitely like that's where his audience is. But they're going to take him to America and try and make him a star. He's got the personality. He's got the story.
He'll fail, I think.
It won't.
I
Yeah,
don't-
because boxing in America is a bit. It's a
Wait,
bit.
so Luke, do you
not
think
what
this
it
was the
was.
right move for Conor Ben and the way he went about it was
Yeah.
right too? Or?
Well, I'm not sure. Maybe you could have handled it better. I don't know about all this inside. I think Eddie's trying to sort of spin it a bit and pull everyone's heartstrings, get the violin out. But I think it's completely the right move for him. He'd have had to fight 3, 4, 5 times with Matchroom to make the money he's making in one fight with Zuffa. That's if he won those fights with Matchroom, which he probably won't. So it's unquestionably the right move. I don't really think it's snaky. I feel like they probably fell out behind the scenes anyway. If he's not picking up
crazy. Well, you don't think it's sneaky at all? It's
But they both would have said that though. If they both fell out personally, why would neither of them bring it up?
Did you
Because
guys see
it's
that
all-
Eddie Hearn
that's what
interview?
boxing is. They all put on a facade. Eddie Hearn's, I guarantee you, right? Conor Ben's pissed off he didn't get that Barrios fight because that is the easiest world title ever. And Eddie Hearn told him he'd
Barrios
get.
beats Conor Ben.
Oh, well, it's an easier fight than Ryan Garcia. And he
No.
probably thought he was winning that.
I don't think Barrios is awful, but I don't think how dog shit you think Conor Ben is. Barrios would actually.
No, I
mop him
agree
like-
with what you're saying, but it's a much easier fight than Ryan Garcia, as we just saw, because he won 12-0, won every round.
He's not
So
even going to
Conor
get
Ben-
the Ryan Garcia fight.
Yeah, but the point is, Conor Ben probably wanted that fight, thinking it was the easier fight, and Eddie Hearn didn't get that fight for him, so he was probably pissed off anyway.
That's
Probably
Conor
had a little
Ben's
argument.
fault because one, did Eddie Hearn not say he could fight? Lewis Crocker literally called out Conor Ben.
Yeah, but
and
Lewis
he
Crocker's
didn't.
not a big name, is he?
But it's a world title, and it's a title he would probably win.
Maybe.
And
Well,
Conor
I
Ben's
don't
been
know.
calling out
No,
everyone
because
anyway. He's
Lewis
been calling out
Crocker is
everyone.
awful.
I agree with that. But I think
That's
what I'm
Conor
saying is with the
Benn's
phone
fault.
call thing. The point I'm making with the phone call thing. If he's not picking up his phone call, everyone's saying, "Oh, he's a terrible person," because obviously Conor Benn's the villain because he's failed the drug test and that, and Eddie's like spinning it. But maybe Eddie's fucked him over. That's why he's not picking up the phone call. I know plenty of people.
Then why would Conor Benn not bring it up? Do you know how much how
Because he's
like it
being
would make sense?
professional.
Oh, you think Conor Benn's professional? Behave.
Okay.
Yeah,
He's
the drug
He's the
take
biggest-
It's
professional.
all a character. It's
That's
all
it,
like
two
being a
group chat.
knobhead. It's all a character.
Oh
He
my
plays the
God.
villain. That's what he does.
Okay, so if it was the character, wouldn't it not make sense for you to bring that up and it'll be a proper
Exactly.
rivalry
He's the villain.
between
It works for
Dana
him.
White and everything like that? Yeah.
Exactly.
No, because they got to be professional. Those two have so much dirt on each other. They can't sit here and start.
No, they
slagging each other off.
don't.
Oh,
What do you mean they don't? They've
what
got
kind of
Yeah, but let's
failed
be real.
drug tests.
Eddie Hearn isn't going to start talking about his failed drug test and if he actually did it or not. Is he?
Exactly.
Let's be real.
They
He's
can't
not dumb enough
start
to do
getting
that.
personal, so they've got to have a truce.
But they can because
That's not personal,
they
though.
can get personal, but they're not going to bring that up. Like we know
No,
that
they can
Eddie
be
Hearn's not going to be
sly.
like, well, he failed a drug test.
They
If
can
they
be
kicked
sly,
off
but they
behind the
can't come out and
scenes,
say, "Yeah, I know he's been juicing since day one. He'd have never made it if he wasn't juicing."
yeah,
Can
he obviously is not going to say that. But if they had a falling out behind, if it was to do with fights not getting signed and whatever, Conor Benn would say so. Eddie Hearn's not going to turn around and say,
yeah.
"Oh, you want to go
Why would he
personal, or
have
you
to
was a
say that to
druggie." He's not
Conor?
going to say that.
All right, so Luke, you genuinely think Eddie Hearn knew 2 months ago that Conor Benn's gonna join Zuffa boxing? Because
No,
the way he
I
did that
think-
interview, Eddie Hearn actually seemed very upset. He was like, "Bro,
He was
Oh,
devastated.
that interview was all. Let's be real. He was
no,
acting.
it wasn't.
That
Oh
interview-
no, that was genuine. I'm sorry,
Mate,
bro.
that was 3 days after he found out. What he's done, and this is exactly what he's done. I'll tell you now. He knows that the last few years, because his cards are dog shit, he's lost the casual football fan, and he knows if he makes Conor Benn the villain, which he already is, acts a bit sad, all these sort of Stella drinking football fans will now go, "Oh, Eddie Hearn is actually all right. I feel bad for him." Eddie Hearn's a days to process that. If he wanted to be upbeat, he could have been. He chose to be all sad, so people will get the
Okay.
violin out. That's what
So
he's
why
done.
would Conor Benn go along? Why would Conor Benn go along and basically agree with everything Eddie Hearn said? He would
Conor,
then be
he
like,
didn't.
"Nah,
He
fuck
basically
that.
used
I called him."
professional. Conor was just being
Oh,
polite and professional.
Can we please stop using the word professional and Conor Benn? Please, can we stop
Conor
using
Benn
that
doesn't
word?
go together, Luke.
Because
Please.
they don't go hand in hand.
Whether you like it or not, the guy knows what he's doing. He's grown up with a dad who's a boxer. He knows how to play the game. He's professional. It's the same as all this John
But
Fury shit. He's
playing the
running around.
game, playing the game would be coming out and slagging off Eddie Hearn. That would be the
No,
game.
he doesn't need to. He's just signed a 15 million deal. He doesn't need to slag off Eddie Hearn and get all personal.
Listen, I just think Luke.
It's not about getting personal. It's just about saying
I
that.
don't like Conor Benn either. I'm just saying it how it is. Eddie Hearn did the exact same thing with Ben Whitaker, and no one was getting their violins out for Ben Shalom. Instead, it was all Ben Shalom's a bum. They're making videos screaming, "Show me the money," down the phone, laughing at him. But now suddenly the shoe's on the other foot. He's getting his violin out and crying about stabbing in the back and getting his dad on TalkSport.
Yeah, but Ben Shalom didn't fucking.
I
give-
do feel like
he
literally
didn't give
they-
Ben Whitaker
it's not the
hundreds of
same.
thousands of pounds.
Well, hundreds of thousands of pounds, which he knew he was getting back, and millions on top of that. Come on.
Well, that's
Would he-
exactly. He's the
Well,
one promoting him, but
with a-
but the
hold on,
point is,
but
he
with a-
didn't have to give him that money when he was struggling for money.
He took a risk and he paid off.
Well, it's not a
Because-
risk if you already
Okay.
knew they knew the fight was going to happen. They knew that fight was there. Let's be real.
Luke, would
Did they?
any other promoter would any other
They knew
promoter
he's
stand with
blind
Conor
surprise
Benn
for
when
that.
Eddie Hearn did?
Every single other promoter would have taken Conor Benn. Yes.
So they stand with him when he failed them 2 drug tests, yeah, and take all the backlash Eddie Hearn
If
took
he
for
had
like 3
just
years
sold
straight.
out the O2 in 5 minutes, yes, they absolutely would.
I disagree, man. I think Luke's making Eddie Hearn the bad guy here when it's clearly
I'm
Conor
not
Benn.
making Eddie Hearn the bad guy. I don't particularly like him, but I just think the way he's gone about it, acting like he's the victim, he's not. This is just business. He's fucked over hundreds of fighters, and hundreds of fighters have fucked over him. It's just the boxing world. Everyone's about money. He's not the victim. He's done the same thing. Let's just get on with it.
No, but
He's
I
just
get what
bitter
you're
'cause he's
saying.
got
But
no
when they
shade on.
actually are close and like they
Who
clearly
says
are
they're
somewhat
close?
close.
They're so you can tell, Luke. They're just
Come
so
on,
close.
are we acting like
They
they're
probably
not
How can you
friends
close?
tell?
more than you can clearly tell
How
the
can
way
you tell
Eddie
they're
Hearn talks
not?
about him, the way Conor
No,
Benn.
Eddie's
Like,
invested
let's be
in
real
him.
here.
They're
Like,
not close. He's just invested in him because he
Well, no,
sees the dollar
they
sign.
clearly
would that
are
not make you
close.
close
No.
then?
No,
Would that
no,
not make you
just said
close?
you just said Eddie Hearn has done this to hundreds of fighters, and hundreds of fighters have done it to him.
Yeah.
Name me one other fighter who left Eddie Hearn who he was like really sad about.
I'm not on about Canelo left Eddie Hearn, but it's not about this. It's in terms of fighters leave promoters all the time.
Yeah, but it's the
Yeah,
but
but
again,
you said they
it's
weren't
not
close, but they
just about
clearly are
leaving
going
Eddie
off Eddie
Hearn.
Hearn's
You got
reaction.
to add
He's going
context
to
to it. You can't
Zuffa.
just
Like,
say,
I can't. There's three of you speaking. One of you, Oisin, go.
You said about fucking a load of people have left Eddie Hearn to sign for someone else. Name me one other person who he was actually devastated over leaving him. If him and Conor Benn obviously weren't close, like you said.
This is obviously, but it's not devastating because they're close friends. It's devastating because of the money. That's why.
Why was he not this devastated when Canelo left him?
exactly.
Because Canelo was like a co-promoter anyway.
No, but Canelo is like 100 times the draw. Would he not be more raging over that?
Yeah, but
than
he wasn't
fucking-
his like main pro or whatever. But yeah, I'm sure he was disappointed with that. But I
But
think
why
a
did he
lot of
not
this,
come out and play this big facade?
with this big facade, he has to play it because who else has he got in his stable right now? When Canelo goes, he's got other international talent and stuff like that. He's got no one now. And Ben, I guarantee
Well, he's
you
still
this
got
year,
Anthony Joshua. Like.
yeah, but this is their stable. Conor Benn and Anthony Joshua are their two big stadium fighters. All the other shows barely make a profit, and it's all funded by these big stadium shows. Anthony Joshua, we don't know what's happening with him, and Conor Benn's gone. So now
Conor
whole
Benn
project,
has sold out, has only done good on 2 shows.
Which
And he'll
will
probably,
on his
and
family's
I'll
legacy.
tell you this for free: whoever he fights in Zuffa boxing, and it won't be Ryan Garcia, that thing will flop completely because he is no name. No one cares about him outside of the UK, and he'll
I
not fight in
agree.
the UK.
Outside the UK, he's not quite. He's not a big name yet. But inside the
He's
UK,
not a
he's most
name
talked
at
about boxing.
all.
Is he? Who would you say gets talked about him more in the like UK boxing? Maybe Fury at a push, but Fury hasn't.
Fury
fought that
isn't
much.
big in America either. Joshua's the
But
biggest
being
name in
talked
America.
about
and
and selling
UK
tickets
fighter.
isn't the same.
Yeah. I
If
mean,
he's relevant.
you
Fury
can talk about Conor Benn
genuinely
for all the wrong
isn't that
reasons.
known
like
in
you said.
America. No one cares about Fury in America.
Well, I think after the Wilder fights, he was pretty big.
He was, yeah.
Well, so who do you think Conor Benn's fighting next? Then I think
It's
it's Ryan
definitely not
Garcia.
Ryan Garcia.
You think
The-
definitely
the
not?
best-
Did Ryan Garcia not call
the
out
best
Shakir
chance-
Stevenson?
Go on, Lennie.
The best
Okay,
chance
let's
they've
go
got at making Conor Benn big, the best chance they've got is hoping that piece of shit who beats up his ex-girlfriend gets away from all of this and signs to Zuffa, and they could fight like 146 or whatever,
Who?
or
Tank Davis?
145. Yeah, that's the best chance they've got at making Conor Benn a star in America.
I think
Tank
it's a
Davis
one.
would.
It doesn't matter though, because they're gonna create their own weight classes. They're gonna create their own fucking stupid belts. They're gonna try and make it like UFC, and it's gonna flop. So that's what I'm saying. Their best chance is to make up some stupid fucking weight division.
Tank would fucking
Of
murder Conor
course,
Benn.
of course he
Tank
would.
would. Tank would take
I'm
years
not
off his life.
talking about the actual fighter though. I'm talking about.
yeah.
I'm just talking about
Obviously,
simply making him a big name in America. That is
Do you want-
really the only chance they've got.
So on my theories, this is my theory, and I think I'm right because I'm always right. Basically, he signed a one-fight deal, so I think they're going to just absolutely feed him to the wolves. Someone like Shakur, Ryan Garcia, whatever, because it's a 15 million fight. It's going to be one
Yeah, but
massive
Ryan
fight.
Garcia called out Shakir Stevenson. That's the fight he wants.
I think that's the
Yeah,
fight.
probably
well, that
wants
doesn't mean it's gonna. It doesn't mean it's going to happen though, because he's called him out. But I think so. He'll have that one mega fight, maybe Ryan Garcia, and then he loses and his value goes. But one fight I think will happen, maybe not next. Floyd Mayweather's just announced he's fighting Manny Pacquiao. I think we'll see Floyd Mayweather v Conor Benn at some point.
Oh, give it a rest, man.
I think we will.
Give
Floyd
it a
doesn't
rest.
know more than his own kids.
Well, does Floyd Mayweather even know who Conor Benn is?
Of
Like,
course he would, because
genuinely.
he knows about
No, he
money. That's what
doesn't.
Floyd knows.
There is not a mission Floyd Mayweather knows who he is.
I
Luke,
guarantee you he does,
Luke,
and
what
I
the
guarantee
fuck
you
are
he
you
does because he
snorting,
loves
man?
money. They will.
Also, do
I
we honestly
there's a
think
good
that
chance
Zuffa's
they
going to
fight.
start doing stuff on Netflix?
Yeah,
It's going to be on Netflix if Mayweather fought. Do you think they'll do a deal with them? Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely will, especially with like the UFC and the rest.
Hang on, they got Paramount for
Lennie's,
6 years.
No, Lennie's thing about Conor Benn is far more realistic than yours. The Tank Davis fight, he's not fighting Ryan Garcia, and he's most certainly not fighting Floyd Mayweather.
I'm not saying it will happen. I just think that will be a conversation had between Floyd Mayweather's team. Now we go, and there's this big name in England who's a load of shit. We can go and beat him and make 10 million fighting him.
I think the right fight to make is Garcia against Stevenson.
Yeah, 100%.
But
100%.
Shakur's not even his weight class, though, is he? He's the weight class below now.
Yeah, but they're both the same size. Like them two weight classes are basically the
Danny,
exact same.
if you're doing Shakur against Garcia, what do you do with Conor Benn?
Exactly. I don't want him to.
No one cares about Conor Benn. He can go fight some bum in Saudi.
Yeah, well, he's signed for all that money, so they're going to put him in a big fight, whoever it is. Do you reckon they might try and do the Eubank third fight somehow?
Nah, no chance.
I don't think they should, but
Nah.
I could see it.
No, I don't know. It would have to be a different weight. I can't see Eubank.
Yeah.
If it was to happen, I can't
Josh
see
Kelly?
Eubank doing that weight cut again.
Well, Josh Kelly's Matchroom, so that's never happening now.
Could you?
Josh Kelly smokes him.
Yeah.
Smoke
that's
to
the thing.
Conor Benn.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that would have been the fight in Matchroom, but you'd have probably made 4 or 5 million, I reckon, for that, or maybe even less. So it's nowhere near what he's getting paid for Zuffa.
Didn't Gervonta Davis, not his manager, say something? He said he's coming back, or he said that today.
Yeah, he said he'll be back soon. Yeah, he
Yeah.
said the
He's
fight.
actually
The fight.
like
He's
he's
already
probably the
set
biggest waste of
seeds.
boxing.
He's already planted seeds for his next fight.
he's probably the biggest waste of boxing
he's-
talent ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
was,
he's
he
a
was
fair fighter,
special.
but just proper scumbag.
Did anyone?
Oh, yeah.
Did anyone watch the Matchroom show on Saturday? Lee Wood v Josh. Was it Josh Warrington?
No, I watched
Josh
the
Warrington, Lee Wood.
Yeah, I watched it.
event,
Yeah,
was it?
I watched it.
Was that
Josh
not the
Warrington.
absolute worst pile of dog shit garbage
That's
you've
what
ever
Josh
watched in your life?
Yeah, but Warrington has been washed for about 4 years. Like, Lee
Yeah, the
Wood
main
looked-
event was terrible. Forget
Yeah,
that. We had Dave
he should have
Allen
left
fighting
after
some guy
after the
dragged
Lara
out at
fight.
KFC.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
is
but
Dave
Oisin, I
Allen
think-
not coming off a
I think
loss?
Lee
Yeah,
Wood
but
still
he's
had-
20 stone
Lee Wood
fighting a
still
guy
had
from
bit left in
KFC.
him, so I thought they should have done Lee Wood against Conlon too.
That would have
Against
been the
who?
plan. They should have waited the Conlon fought in March. Well, I don't know. There's still time, but Conlon wants that world title, so I think that Lee Wood thing is sort of past now. If he beats Bruce Carrington in
I mean, to be
Belfast,
honest, I couldn't give a fuck about all these guys. They're all washed. They're just completely done. I don't care. This is what boxing's turned into. It's just a load of old washed people rematching until every penny's milked. That's why Floyd and
You're
Pacquiao
gonna rattle Oisin here. Go on.
I just have
wait,
no interest in
who's
seeing
what?
old
Who's
guys.
what? Start naming names.
Well, Lee Wood and Josh Warrington, they're completely done.
Well, I wouldn't say Lee Wood's completely done. Like, he didn't do half bad against Kikachi.
Yeah,
We saw he can't what's it called, land the power punches anymore. He's got no, what's that word?
Yeah,
let go.
Obviously, he's not the fighter he was, but to say he's
No, but
completely done is harsh.
he's
He's
never
not
been.
winning the world
He's never been that type of boxer either, though.
Lee
Josh
Wood.
Warrington's completely done, though. I'll give you that. He's
Hang on,
finished.
Lee Wood won his titles because he was knocking people out. He can't knock people out now. So what are we going to do? Just sit watching him try and turn into
Well,
some
not really, because when he
technical
fought Michael Conlon, who is a really good technical boxer, he was only down around, and it was a draw on another scorecard before he did knock him out in the 12th.
boxer? Yeah, and that was
So
years
Lee
ago
Wood-
now.
Yeah, that's the point, though. But you said that's how he won his world titles, but it's
Yeah,
not.
he knocked him out.
Well, yeah, no, but that's not the point. The point was he was like down one round on a scorecard. So if he can go toe to toe with Michael Conlon and box, his skill is clearly very good. Like,
It's good, but if we're being honest, his power bailed him out a few times with the Lara fight, with the Warrington fight. But yeah, I think the whole card was a disgrace. I can't lie. It was shocking quality. Women's fights, Dave Allen fighting some random fat guy. It was just a complete waste of time. And this is what Eddie's Matchroom shows are. And this is why Matchroom's a complete joke and why Conor Benn's left.
Conor Benn did not leave because of a joke. He left for the money, let's be honest.
Yeah, because why haven't they got money? Eddie's talking about Matchroom being this like $1 billion company. Well, why can't they pay him $15 million if they're this $1 billion company?
because
he's
who
not
would he
worth
fight? That would be who would Conor Benn fight for Eddie Hearn? That would be worthwhile giving him 15 million for.
Well, no, and
He's not worth 15 million.
I agree, he's not. But the point is, if Eddie Hearn's
Well, there you
got all
go,
this
then.
money, he can put up a bit of money and put on better cards. That's the point I'm trying to make.
All right, enough of
'cause-
Conor Benn.
well, just like you said, it's business, right? So why would he pay an absurd amount?
Well, then he can't moan if he goes, then, can he?
All right, enough of Conor Benn. Let's talk about this Eddie Hearn v Dana White beef. Dana White gets the first massive blow. How does Eddie Hearn respond?
Well, he already got up a tire off him, so he's already mugged him off.
What Eddie Hearn needs to do is he needs to go and give Conor McGregor about 200 million to sign for Matchroom and just rattle Dana White.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the only way you can get something back from him because
He
I
needs
think
to take
all Eddie
McGregor off him.
Eddie Hearn needs to do. All Eddie Hearn needs to do is just sit back and watch it fail, because it's going to fail. Because again, like you
100%.
said, they've done this company because they can't compete, so they have to do it their own way. They have to try and make boxing like the UFC, which will never work. You're making
Isn't
your
Dana
fake
White-
little belts. You're going to make your fake little fights. Go on.
well, they're
Mate,
trying
I
to make
guarantee-
the belt more prestigious than
Isn't
the
Dana White
UFC.
trying to remove the Muhammad Ali Act as well?
Well, yeah, and he's going to be successful because he's mates with Trump, so that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, but if he does that, there's not going to be a boxer on earth that signs for him if he actually goes and does that.
Well, if they're paying them 15 million for people who haven't won a British title, they might. So
yeah, but that money's going to dry up. This isn't a long-term thing.
no, I think I agree. It's an initial investment.
Is not already starting to pull out of boxing?
Well, so basically the oil prices are down, and I think they've experimented and seen which fighters generate money, and now they know who they can put money in. So I think they've now gone to Dana, and they're going to hoard the talent over there and try and do that. But I think in a year's time, Zuffa will have a better roster than Matchroom.
Not a chance.
Who have Matchroom got?
That's not the point, but this is gonna fail. Maybe in a year's time, sure, but you give it 2 or 3 years, and this thing isn't gonna work. It's gonna fail.
I think they will struggle if they're doing all this like branded shorts and no walkouts.
It's gonna make it he's gonna make it the exact same as there's gonna be about 10 weight classes, 15-pound difference, and boxers aren't gonna like that.
Yeah, I don't really like everything he's doing. But what I will say, one weapon he's got, which no one else does, is the UFC is so big as a marketing tool, and all the contracts he's got and stuff like that. I think he's gonna have that promotional value. Whereas Eddie Hearn, how is he gonna promote his events? No one watches IFL TV anymore. No one's got DAZN. No one watches any of his cards. So how can he promote future events? Whereas the UFC can stick an event on the day after Holloway v Charles and promote the hell out of it in the same city and do it like that.
Well, it really depends who's fighting, really. Like I'm sure, yeah, you're saying that now, but in a year or two time, I don't know, Eddie Hearn could have signed someone by then.
I think they're trying to sell Matchroom, to be honest, but we'll see with that. What do you make of the...
That's really up to Barry, isn't it?
Yeah, well, Barry wants to sell, but I think Turkey was going to buy it, but he's decided he didn't want it. But they wanted to sell the darts and the snooker as well, because I think Turkey wasn't really into that. But yeah, talking of clowns, what do you make of all this John Fury, Carl Froch stuff?
John Fury just needs to fuck off. Tyson seriously needs to have a word with him and just tell him to fuck off. I am sick. I hope that fight gets made, and I hope.
You know what confuses me about all this is you'd think in your head, right, John Fury's doing this for the money, but fucking hell, mate, Tyson's got enough money to fucking pay whatever he needs,
Exactly.
Mate,
so is Tyson just not looking after his dad, or what's going on here?
No, I think Tyson's told him to do that.
He wants the limelight.
That's all he is. He's an egomaniac.
John Fury doesn't care. I don't think he cares about the attention for himself.
No, he does, man. He does.
No.
He was getting them. No, he does. He was getting the cameras.
He fucking loves the
attention.
It's all about promoting Tommy and Tyson for me.
He must forget about promoting Tommy because no one cares about him.
Yeah, but with the Prime card when he was running around the stage headbutting screens and stuff.
No, that was the cringiest thing ever. And not only
exactly, but that's it. He knows people eat it up. People love it. I guarantee.
Yeah, the retards who watch that Misfits shite might eat it up.
Yeah, but we're all talking about it now, and I know what's happened. Netflix.
We're talking about it because it was asked. It was up to me. It wouldn't even be a discussion.
But trust me, right? Netflix will want to do him and Fury and Joshua, or maybe Fury v Usyk or Fury. After this Makhmudov fight, he's getting a big fight. So Fury needs to prove with this fight, he needs to prove that he is a draw fighting an absolute bum. So he's going to need to pull out every trick he's got to make this fight do as big a numbers as possible.
But John Fury's been acting like this for about 15 years. It's not as if it's something new.
Yeah, because he's been selling pay-per-views. That's why it works.
No one's buying a pay-per-view to watch Tyson Fury and Usyk because John Fury's acting like a clown.
Of course they do. Of course they help pay-per-views.
They aren't, man.
It brings attention to the event. How many times on Fight Week do we go, I didn't even know that fight was happening?
Yeah,
never for a Fury fight.
Yeah, and I tell you what, before this was brought up, I forgot Tyson Fury was even fighting that fucking bomb.
Yeah, because it's in 3 months. And I guarantee you, John Fury won't say a word until Fight Week. He'll go back into hibernation, then he'll come out and he'll do all the clown shit again, and we'll all eat it up. We'll all talk about it. Carl Froch will do videos and get hundreds of thousands of views, and he'll do numbers for Fury's fight. John Fury will unquestionably have helped Tyson get more money throughout his career, and the same for Tommy.
I actually think you might be a crackpot. I can't wrap my head around some of this, but.
Well, you don't think he brings eyeballs to Tyson's fights?
No, I don't.
You don't think any of this is getting eyeballs?
Yeah,
I think he brings a few Twitter views. That's about it.
See, when John Fury's me doing all this, who wants Who once has mentioned Tyson Fury? No one. No one has mentioned him when John Fury's been running
the
around
point
after
is-
Carl Froch.
Him doing this is bringing attention to the event. Everyone will go,
No,
"Oh, it
it's
happened at the
bringing
press
attention
conference."
to him.
Yeah, but the point is, he's at the event, so everyone will go, "Oh, that happened at the press conference. Oh, they're fighting."
Oh
And then
yeah,
people
yeah,
will
that
fight.
makes sense. To be fair, we'll buy the pay-per-view just so we can see John Fury stand and watch
No,
Tyson
they're not
Fury
buying
fight.
it.
Yeah,
Watch
I can't
him.
lie. Yeah,
They're watching it. They're paying for it
They're not
because
buying
they're
it
being
whatsoever.
reminded of the event.
do you know what kills me with this stuff? The people that actually enjoy the John Fury stuff, right? Like when he kicks off, they're not buying no pay-per-view. They're gonna stream it if they
I
really
am.
care that much.
I find him hilarious.
Yeah, but then
How do you
but
find him
then you're not
hilarious?
making
It's a
Fury more money than are
60-year-old
you
man
if you watch it
child
on a
kicking.
stream?
I'd normally pay for the pay-per-views, to be fair, but it's like a 6-year-old man child running around throwing tables. It's hilarious. He's a funny guy. Come on.
He's a fucking crackpot, is what he is.
He's a
He's a
fucking
dirty
loser.
gypsy bastard, and he's a fake cunt. He'll post videos of him in this fucking Romanian caravan and pretend like he doesn't live in a mansion paid for him by his son.
Oh no, I agree. It's all fake, and his whole 100 fights on the hard road is a bit of a lie and stuff like that. But
I hope,
he's funny as fuck.
I hope and pray to God he steps in a ring with Carl Froch.
Yeah, I mean that would be a long minute round, hour 10 rounds for him, or 2 rounds more like. Yeah.
If he had a set, I'll tell you what, I'll pay for him to watch. I'll pay to watch him fight John Egan.
Yeah, but Joe Egan's he's the exact same as well.
Yeah, but they're two. Because if it's two clowns going at it like that, it would intrigue me a bit.
Do you see that video where he threw about 8 punches and the punch bag is out of breath? That's literally what that fight would be.
Make it bare knuckle though, don't put it in a boxing ring.
Oh yeah, well John Fury said he's had 100 bare knuckle fights, so
He's probably lost half them as well.
No, apparently he's 100-0. Put all of them on Jupiter. So none of us want to see John Fury fight then.
No.
If it's against Carl Froch, then yeah.
Yeah. For me though, when I was saying about the attention, you got to remember around that time you've got Wilder and Chisora fighting in the O2. You got Dubois and Wardley fighting in Manchester in the arena. Tuama fighting in Manchester. They're all battling for attention because there's not enough fans to buy tickets, to buy pay-per-views, to watch all these events. So they've got to fight for attention like everything. I guarantee you, Wilder and Chisora will pull out all the stops. Fury's going to pull out all the stops. And the next couple of months is going to be absolute carnage, a build-up. And every week we're going to be talking like this.
Tyson Fury's not a draw regardless. This fight's going to flop badly, but again, it's a comeback fight against a can.
You think Tyson Fury's not a draw?
No, I don't.
How is he not a draw? He's probably one of the biggest names we've ever had in UK boxing.
UK boxing and worldwide boxing is complete. Yeah, he's a draw in England. Yeah, sure.
So we can sell out 90k stadiums.
Yeah, in England, sure, but
Yeah, but fucking look at this fight with what's his name, Matt Murdoch. That's not fucking selling out that fight.
Oh, it won't sell out.
It's all well and good when you're having undisputed title matches versus Usyk, who's genuinely, arguably as big of a draw in the UK as Tyson Fury.
He sold out against Chisora.
Yeah, he's a draw in the UK, but he's not a draw worldwide.
So what if he's not a draw worldwide if he's selling 70,000 tickets and making tens of millions of fights? Clearly,
And he'll probably not even sell 17,000 for this fight.
I agree, it should have been in the O2, but still.
More even is this fight, actually.
Spurs Stadium. But still, if you can sell out the O2 fighting Makhmudov, clearly a big name.
That stadium's not selling out, and if it does, the tickets are going to be absolutely dirt cheap.
It won't, because they've got all these big events on at the same time.
The tickets are dirt cheap anyway, because I went to fucking Fury. I went to Joshua versus Usyk 1. Man, tickets. My ticket was 33 quid.
Yeah, well, the tickets up the
piss.
top on the roof, they're always cheap anyway. But do you not think who is a draw then if Fury's not a draw?
What do you who me what do you mean? Who I think is a draw?
Who would you consider a draw? Because I guarantee you, Fury's made more money than all of them, other than Joshua, Canelo, and maybe a couple others.
Yeah, but but the difference. What do you mean though? You have to
a
go
draw. He draws money, brings money.
I don't care if Fury sells out fucking Tottenham Hotspur Stadium when the tickets are about 20 quid a pop.
Yeah, but still, it's about revenue, the total revenue of the event. His events do big revenues. Whether there's some tickets going for less or whatever, he's made more money than pretty much everyone this era, other than probably Canelo and AJ, maybe a couple others. I forgot.
He's a draw, definitely. I don't think we can say Tyson Fury in a draw.
Yeah, I think
Not
he's
a draw
definitely a draw.
worldwide. I don't care.
Well, he fought Wilder over in America, and they were massive fights, and they were big for his name in America. So he's probably a name there. I think if you're the heavyweight champion of the world, and at that time when he beat Wilder, he was the number one heavyweight, I think everyone knows who you are. You're the baddest man on the planet. So I don't think you can say he's not a draw, or not even recognised.
But he was never the world. Yeah, he was the world champion. But when he was the world champion, there was also about 2 or 3 other world champions.
Well, when he beat Wilder, he was the number one guy. It was him and like Andy Ruiz at one point were the 2 champions.
Well, no, yeah, Andy Ruiz had it for like 4 months.
Yeah, when he beat Klitschko and when he beat Wilder, he was the number one heavyweight.
In terms of what?
Being the best heavyweight.
Yeah, being the best, but he was never the biggest.
Biggest draw. Well, I think I'd say AJ's probably a bigger draw than him, but I don't think
there's no problem about it. Anthony Joshua was a far bigger draw than Tyson Fury.
I'd agree. I think he's more he's been marketed better before Tyson Fury sort of come back from depression. I think so. But I think if they fought now, I'd say Fury's definitely the bigger draw now, and I think he's won over.
Well, no, Joshua's still the A side. Joshua will always be the A side out of them.
If they fought now, Fury would get more money, 100%.
Because Fury would cry about it, but Joshua's still more known, and he's a bigger draw than Tyson Fury.
And I think throughout his career, I agree. AJ's been the bigger draw.
That money comes down to when that split was talked about with Joshua and Fury. Was he not the WBC champion at the time? And AJ had no belt, so we couldn't. There was no leverage for AJ.
When they were going to fight at Spurs and he fought Chisora, yes. But I'm on about if they're fighting now with no belts.
If they're fighting now with no belt, then Anthony Joshua's taking more money.
No. It'd probably they'd probably end up agreeing on 50% because Netflix would just give them a fuck ton of money each. But if they had to split, I guarantee it'd be 60-40 Fury.
Not a chance. Not with no belts. Joshua's taking more.
Listen, you both are going to go around in circles, so might stop here. And
yeah, should we stop recording and go on to the MMA section?
Oh, Craig's on. But yeah,
because this has been 40 minutes. Shall we stop, make this a video, and go on to MMA?
Might just carry on, Luke, I'll be honest with you.
Oh, okay, let's carry on then. Go on.
UFC Houston, Strickland absolutely batters Fluffy. Thoughts?
Yeah, I think he looked good. I was really surprised. I thought Fluffy would take him down and just destroy him, but that didn't happen. I think Sean never really looked in danger, kept him at bay with a jab. Oisin says he can't hear. That's unfortunate. So yeah, he kept him away with a jab. Never really looked at any danger. Anytime there was any grappling, he just shrugged him off quite easy. And eventually, Fluffy got frustrated and then got caught. So great performance from Strickland, and great card in general. Phenomenal card. Some really good finishes, some big upsets, and they've set up some big fights. So yeah, what do you guys think?
Does this win put Strickland above Imavov for a title shot?
Well, I think they'll do Imavov next, and then Strickland will just fight the winner after. So I would have him ahead of him, but it doesn't matter anyway because of the timing.
Listen, if I was the UFC right now, I'd just do Strickland Hamza.
That's the big fight for sure, and then he's gone as well, it's just the 2 of us. The big fight is Strickland v Hamza. However, I think they're going to book Hamzat v Imavov before Strickland's ready to fight anyway. And we all know Hamzat's going to win, so there's no danger of them losing that fight. I think they'll do Imavov v Hamzat, and I've heard Hamzat's fighting on the Miami card. I don't know if that's true. And then Strickland will fight the winner.
Possibly, yeah. But listen, if I was the UFC right now on Dana White, just make the fight Strickland Hamza. It would be the most top middleweight fight right now.
Yeah, but what if they've already agreed that Imavov's fighting next?
They have, but again, it's not official or anything. And Dana White, he'll say, yeah, let's put Strickland there. And did Strickland take any damage in this fight? Barely any, I think.
Okay, Lennie wants to be pulled back up. Yeah, I think there was also talk about Hamzat going up to light heavyweight, which I think that came from Crazy Kev, which isn't the most reliable source, so we don't really know about that. We'll see. Hang on, Oisin's here. What do you guys make of the main event, Oisin, Lennie?
Well,
go on, Lennie.
Hello?
Lennie, you can go first.
Yeah, I thought it was a good performance, to be fair. I struggled to before pre-fight think that how Fluffy was going to make it get past his jab, and because you've got either what is mine? Oh god,
Yeah. So, Ocean, you go quick when he sorts his mic out.
I told you the other day when you said Fluffy Hernandez was going to maul him that wouldn't happen. Sean Strickland just put on one of the best performances of his career.
Yeah, 100%. I think he looked really good.
He's probably in the juice as well, but regardless of that, Hernandez couldn't get past his jab at all.
No. Fluffy's just, as I was saying before you came on, he just couldn't get anything going. He couldn't get any dominance in the clinch. He couldn't land any shots. He just got frustrated and
See, as much as people meme Sean Strickland because the way he does punch, he does look retarded and amateur, but he's really good at putting you off your rhythm.
Yeah, it's the way he moves as well. He constantly moves to the left, and every time he reset, he just hits you with a teep or a jab. And he's really quick. That jab's a good hard jab. So,
bro, it's crazy how effective that jab is against like top middleweight contenders.
Yeah, but Fluffy, it is. But Fluffy's like known for being shit defensively. Let's be real. We were saying it on our striking tier list, whatever. Fluffy is not a good striker. He just swings loads of shots, and eventually one of them lands. Yeah. He's not one of these technical strikers.
Sean's takedown defense looked really good as well, though.
Yeah, I don't think Fluffy ever really got. It was more if he stopped the entries and actually stopped any takedowns. Fluffy never really got in a position where you're like, oh, okay, he's going to take him down here, did he?
I mean, he only really stuffed one takedown.
Yeah, it was all like clinches against the cage, and Strickland just sort of turned him off.
That's the point, though. The way he stopped them entries, that's all you can ask for. He didn't even get a chance to take him down. Strickland was just on point that whole fight.
Yeah, as soon as Fluffy couldn't get a takedown, we knew he was. Go on.
Using the head movement to move out the way of jabs like this, it's just not how you're going to win. Like, yeah, you might move out the way of a few of them, but you're not going to make him stop throwing them. He's just going to keep flicking it out. So you need to either pressure him yourself and hurt him to make him stop throwing that jab out. It's not a lazy jab. It's a nice jab. And obviously that's what Duplessis did. He obviously hurt him in that second fight early, broke his nose. He couldn't flick out.
Sorry. I think that second Duplessis fight's just like a fight you can't really. I don't know, Sean. Compared to the first one, and then even the Costa fight, he wasn't great. But in the second fight, I don't know, it just seemed like something was so off with him that he didn't even want to be in there at all.
Well, he's saying he was like injured going into that fight and ill and stuff.
He's obviously not he's not a world beater, but he just did it. Just nothing he done in that second Duplessis fight seemed like him.
Yeah. I think this fight, and he does it in January, his defense is so good. The way he sort of blocks all these hooks with his arms is just so quick, and the way he attacks is so conservative for his energy. He could go like 5, 6, 7
crazy
rounds.
Yeah.
He looked a bit more violent as well. It's like he wanted to finish the fight even before that knee.
Yeah. It was those jabs. He was really sticking them in, wasn't he?
He was fighting a Mexican. What do you expect?
Yeah, that's true. His inner eyes coming out.
Do we think
Hamzat? Do we give him any chance against Hamzat then?
Yeah, he's beating Hamzat.
He doesn't beat Hamzat.
I mean, the thing is, right. I think Hamzat wins, right. But what we've seen with Hamzat is he does sometimes get in a little bit of scraps if he can't take someone down straight away. Like that Gilbert Burns fight was fucking shocking.
Yeah, but Gilbert Burns has got.
And Strickland gets that jab out and he keeps popping and popping.
Who was the last person Gilbert Burns submitted in MMA? Was it apart from that bum Chiesa?
I don't think Gilbert Burns is good, but he's got his jiu-jitsu in terms of getting up. He doesn't get pinned down, does he?
No, he's a bomb. I'm not.
Right, so let's just say Hamzat doesn't shoot for a takedown the second the fight starts. If Strickland starts getting that jab out and he's catching him consistently, then I don't know, man. I don't know.
Hamzat,
especially if he's pressuring Hamzat, and Hamzat can't then go for a takedown.
Yeah, well, Hamzat's striking's nowhere near as good as Strickland's. However, I can't see Hamzat not getting a takedown. If he just shoots him over and over, eventually he will get one. Strickland gets up very well.
I'll tell you who wins the fight after the build-up.
I think Strickland does get up from takedowns very well. He's a guy who's hard to keep down. But I can just see Hamzat just shooting over and over and over, and it just being like against the cage, up and down, sort of Marab style. But yeah, it's a good fight.
See if Strickland can keep getting up. Like we've seen Hamzat gas in fights. He didn't use Duplessis, but he didn't really have to do much against him either.
Yeah. That is a fair point.
If Strickland can make him work, he has a chance in rounds 4 and 5, maybe round 3 towards the end of it.
Yeah, but I think Sean, his cardio is good because of the way he fights with his the teeps and the jabs and stuff. If he has to wrestle for 5 rounds against Hamzat and do a lot of defensive wrestling, I think his cardio could go.
Do we think that? Do you think that fight's happening next, or is it going to be Imanov?
I think it'll be Imavov and then Strickland will fight the winner. I think the Imavov fight's already like planned.
Well, to be fair, even after that fight, I think well, if it's Hamzat and Imavov, and he beats, well, he will beat Imavov. He might just vacate and go to 205.
Yeah, he might do. I think Jury's probably an easier fight for him, isn't he?
Oh, Jury's big though. Like
he could catch him with some like jumping knee or something as well.
Jury is massive.
Yeah, he's definitely
a big bloke compared to Hamza anyway.
I just feel like with Jury, stylistically, he's not an elite wrestler, is he?
He's a bum. I think he's a bum, but he's also really big, and he's just just the way he fights is weird.
He's durable and he gets finishes, and those two things alone will win you so many fights at heavier weight classes. Just being able to take a shot and land a big knockout, that's all you need sometimes.
I mean, look at the Roundtree fight. He was getting beat up for 2 rounds, and then he gassed out, and then he just.
That's also embarrassing that he was getting beat up by fucking Roundtree.
That's bad,
but it doesn't matter because he doesn't get.
So
when do we think Hamza moves up? After Imavov, after Strickland, or
I think after one title defense, he'll move up. He'll just turn around and say he can't be at the weight anymore.
Yeah, I don't know, because I think it does seem. Was it Imavov's agent who put out a tweet saying Hamzat wants to go up to 205?
Yeah, a few days ago, I think.
Yeah, so we'll see about that. But one fight which was very good was the co-main event. Did you guys watch that?
Yeah.
I said in the preview, this Medic guy, he fights like he's running late for a bus. Every fight lasts about a minute, and this fight was no different.
Yeah.
He absolutely colded him.
Also, Jeff Neal is now 0-8 versus fighters who are taller than him.
That's a crazy stat.
He has never beat a fighter who's taller than him.
He's not big for a welterweight though, is he? Like height wise?
No, he's like stocky, but he's quite small.
Yeah, that's a weird stat. Yeah, but no, Medic, this guy, he's got crazy power, and they're talking about him v Leon Edwards. If he lands that shot on Leon Edwards in Serbia, I could see Leon getting retired there because he's got power for days.
Leon needs to be very careful who he picks next. Like very.
Well, he won't get a choice, will he? The UFC will just use him to big up a prospect, and I think Medic might be that.
I thought Leon was going to get Buckley, but I guess not.
Nah, the UFC, Leon now, because he's a former champ and because he's finished, they're going to use him to big up some guys like a proper prospect, not Buckley.
Especially after getting chinned by Prates. I don't really see a way back for Leon Edwards at all.
Yeah, he's done. He's just going to fight out his contract, make a load of money. But that was a great fight, and I look forward to Medic next.
Well, what about Dan Ige?
Don't even show me that fight. Dan Ige cost me £250 because he couldn't last over 2.5 rounds. The fucking bomb. The one time he doesn't go to a decision.
That head kick was brutal.
Yeah, I swear it hit him on the ear. It looked so weird the way he fell down as well. Like it looked like he bursted his eardrum more than like he was hurt. I don't know. It just looked weird.
It did.
I mean, I thought Costa win was pretty predictable, but I didn't expect him to knock Ige out.
I thought it was going to be a decision. That's why he went over 2.5.
I can't remember what I said in the preview, but I thought Costa was going to win. But to land this spinning kick like that as the guy's ducking, to time it that perfectly is very impressive. So.
When was the last time Dan Ige was finished?
I think he hasn't been knocked out, no. I think he got submitted by... I think it was a while back, though.
See, I don't know. It's a good win, obviously, finishing Dan Ige, but then again, he also lost to the corpse of Patricio Pitbull about a couple of months ago.
Yeah, Dan Ige's like 3-8 in his last 11 fights or something really bad.
Oh, don't say that in front of Fato. He's the best gatekeeper ever.
Yeah, he's a gatekeeper. And when they big him up, they say, he's fought this guy and this guy and this guy, and they all fucking beat him. It's like, oh, he fought Pitbull and he fought Lerone Murphy and he fought Diego Lopez. It's like,
Diego Lopez is a really tough fight on short notice.
Yeah, you're just naming guys who battered him. Who cares? Like, I could fight those guys and lose. It doesn't mean I'm good.
Also, can we talk about Tom Aspinall's main heavyweight sparring partner getting outboxed by an absolute cannon?
Yeah. I mean, Moldova's not famous for producing top boxers, are they?
Luke, I told you this fight was going to go to decision, and you wanted someone was going to get knocked out.
Rough look.
Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty rough fight to watch, wasn't it?
Spivak is actually horrible, and he stuck it on him on the feet.
Mate, there was a lot of blood, wasn't there? Was it Delija who was bleeding bad?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the first.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was someone who could have gone on and fought for a title, but clearly not now. And I think Spivak.
Spivak.
No, Delija.
Oh,
Spivak,
Delija.
I think we know he's lost to Tom. He's lost to Waldo. He's not fighting for a title. Garn finished him. So.
Spivak's small though. He's not even that big.
Yeah. Also,
What Waldo? Waldo's like 260, isn't he?
No, Spivak.
Oh no, Spivak's not. This fight was crazy, and Jacoby Smith, the guy I was saying about, is
yeah,
big prospect. And this guy, the Josiah guy, already had brain damage before this fight. After this fight, my God, that ref wanted him to get another brain tumor. That was bad.
Yeah, that was
Mate,
horrible stoppage.
That was horrible.
That was just a waste of a fight. Smith
But that
was
guy,
always going to win that.
Smith, yeah, Jacoby Smith's a big prospect. He's a good fighter.
Any other fights you guys watched that were interesting?
No, I have no interest in talking about that. We dirty you, Pereira.
Zach, I thought that fight was quite good though, wasn't it? Apart from he kept calling nut shots, which weren't nut shots.
Yeah.
Right.
Does anyone, talking of hitting the balls, Dan Hooker, he's had an interesting week.
Oh Jesus, he's cooked. That guy. And he's trying to play it off, which is so funny.
Yeah. Do you see his wife's dad called him out? Some 60-year-olds.
Yeah. Huh? Wait, what's the next card?
This one, Mexico, but obviously at the
Oh,
moment,
It could get cancelled because of the court situation, which because apparently half of the fighters are in Mexico.
This
and
fight
half
makes
are
no
in the
sense,
USA.
man.
So yeah, this fight makes no sense.
It's because he replaced. It was supposed to be someone else, wasn't it? But then Kavanagh came in to replace him. It was supposed to be that Azarbayev.
When is Albazi, that lad?
No. It's the one from like Kazakhstan or somewhere. Like with a long name, I can't remember his name.
When is Oliveira and Max?
2 weeks.
March 6th.
2 weeks.
March. Yeah.
Just 2 weeks.
Yeah. This fight will be a good fight because they're both they're flyweights who like to bang, and I think it'll be a good, exciting fight. It's a great opportunity for Kavanagh if he doesn't get executed by the cartel on the way there. So, yeah.
Moreno's like low key finished as well.
He is. He's washed. He's definitely washed.
Yeah, he doesn't go to war like he used
It's
to.
definitely a chance for Kavanagh to do something.
Yeah, I mean,
Moreno's chin's probably in the way out. It was not already out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say about 5 years ago, Moreno was such a good fighter to watch, and now he's just washed.
Them 3 or 4 Figgy fights even.
Sensational.
The first one definitely took it out of him though. That was a war.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Moreno, obviously, he was a great champion. He's given us some good fights, but as you guys said, I think he's on his way out. And this for Lona Kavanagh, I bet when they offered him this fight, I bet he couldn't believe it. He just lost to Charles Thompson. And they're like, what? You're going to give me the biggest name in the division in Mexico, and he's washed? Like, you got the lottery ticket.
Who else is on this card?
The co-main, Martinez, who beat Rob Font, I think last fight. He's fighting Vera, who he's going to lose in there.
That'd be a good scrap, though.
It'll be a good scrap, definitely, yeah.
It'll just be Vera just taking loads of shots, and everyone will go, he's durable, he's good.
Vera is such an overrated fighter. I've never rated him at all.
No, he's a bomb. Like.
Well, the way I talk about Merab, where his only ability is cardio and he's shooting takedowns over and over, and it's a bit of a joke because he is actually a good fighter. Vera's only skill is just being durable and hoping you outdo yourself.
That Sean O'Malley rematch. How many 1-2s and knees did he have to eat before he realized here maybe I should do something about this?
Yeah, it's like the Homer Simpson meme. This fight here is a banger. Daniel Zaliba Bobby Green. I'm not calling him King Green because that's cringe, but that's a banger of a fight.
His chin's gone though, Bobby Green.
Oh yeah.
I don't think that fight's getting out of round 1.
Yeah, well, Zahuba's a guy they want to push, isn't he? They put him on the spear card and whatever. I think the rest of the fights are pretty dead. They're just sort of flyweight, bantamweight scraps, which should be fun.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any interesting names here.
All dead fights.
Is there anything else in the world of MMA? I think Hamzat Bijiri was a fight.
Who do we think? What about the McGregor tweet? Who's he fighting next? And Prates?
Ruffy seems the name, doesn't it?
But he said he's fighting a no name, so it's not going to be Chandler or like Dustin or Diaz, Masvidal, etc.
I think Ruffy is the rumor at the moment. That seems the strongest rumor. Ruffy at lightweight.
I don't understand why McGregor would actually take that fight though. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, it's probably a winnable fight for him as well. Like,
well, it's because of the pay. He's getting paid. Like you'll be getting paid good money. They'll just offer.
If he's not, which is a big if. If he's not completely finished, there's a chance he could probably beat Rufi.
Yeah, but it's a dangerous fight at his age with all the drinking.
Oh,
Ruffy's got
definitely,
power.
yeah.
I could
But
see Ruffy knocking him out.
see, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to judge him, even though he's like old-ish now. He hasn't fought in 5 years. Like no one knows anything about him really. Like,
5 years with a leg break at his age with all the drugs, it's not going to be good for him, is it?
You know what?
I don't know.
I think they'll promote Connor's fight at the White House for International Fight Week.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be the White House. They're going to get a numbered card for him, so we can obviously generate revenue.
The White House is a numbered card.
Yeah, but there's going to be no revenue in it.
They'll promote the fight there, but it'll be for the International Fight
Yeah,
Week.
there's no sponsors, there's no gate. It's just going to be simply just...
Yeah, so they'll wait until like International Fight Week for McGregor.
But they'll promote it before that, like the White House and everything.
I think so. Yeah. Well, Ilya Topuria v. Gaethje is the White House anyway. We all know that.
Listen, the fight I want for Conor is Paddy. Just give Paddy Conor.
Yeah,
that's a fight that would intrigue me.
I don't want it though because I think Paddy wins it, and then everyone will start jumping on Paddy as if he's like the hottest prospect. He'll get a BMF fight or something.
Nah, I think Conor knocks him out. I think Conor knocks Paddy out.
Nah, I don't know. I think Conor could come back, and it could be very sad watching him fight unless they give him like challenge.
I know, but Paddy Pimblett is genuinely dog shit in the face.
Oh, did you guys see his reaction to the Gaethje fight?
If they want to make money, they could have generally done Paddy versus Conor and Wembley, but they would never do that because they was a fucking pussy, and so was TKO.
Yeah, I saw Paddy's reaction. It was interesting. I get where he's coming from with the eye pokes. 100% Gaethje should have had a point taken, and he poked him so many times. But either way, that wasn't why he lost. He got battered for the majority of that fight.
He was trying to gas at him.
And also that eye poke, the really bad one where he kind of dropped him. No one knew it was an eye poke until like the replay. Like it looked like a clean strike, so it was hard, obviously, to say. I don't know about the point deduction.
Referees are going to have to start taking a point even after the first eye poke because there's too many times you can get I've seen 3 eye pokes happen and no point taken.
Yeah, I think Paddy was completely right to complain about that. I agree completely, but at the end of the day, he lost to the better fighter, and him getting done dirty is. I had it 4-1 Gaethje, and I thought round 2 was a 10-8. So even if you take some points off of the eye poke, and if he didn't get the knockdown, I still think Gaethje would have won.
I didn't even watch it. I was playing the gimmick that Paddy was going to win, but it was so obvious Justin was just a better fighter.
Yeah, I mean, I think Gaethje's completely done as well, and he looked awful that fight compared to his usual standards. But yeah,
I don't know. I think that's harsh. I think Gaethje can still beat a lot of people at lightweight, but he has no chance against Topuria.
I think he's miles behind. Yeah, the top guys he's not beaten. He's already lost to Max and Charles. Topuria is going to nuke him. Arman beats him, but I think he could beat some prospects and stuff like that.
I don't know. I definitely think he could beat Oliveira in a rematch. He's not beating Holloway though.
Yeah, well, Oliveira's striking's looked pretty rubbish recently. I don't want to go into it too much because obviously we're going to talk about that fight in a couple of weeks. But Oliveira's last few fights, his grappling still looked very good, but his striking he seems to have lost it a bit. But yeah, we'll talk about that.
He's like 36 now, though, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, they were all old, that division. They're just hanging around because they can still hang around, make a load of money, beating prospects. So why not?
Who is fucking Holloway? I think out of the older generation, Holloway's the only chance in that division to win that lightweight title.
Yeah, he's a bit younger as well. He's like 33, 34. And
Topuria has to leave for him to do that, which he probably will.
I just think Topuria knocks him out again. I can't lie. I think Topuria.
That fight's not.
Just different.
I don't want Holloway to fight Topuria ever again.
Yeah, for me, I want to see Topuria fight Gaethje, and then go up to welterweight. I think they're the 2 fights. Maybe
I don't think he's actually going to fight Arman, to be honest. I don't. I think he'll beat him, but there's just something about him that if
he can get the Islam fight, fight, then he would. But yeah.
There's beef there as well. I think that fight would actually sell well to Topuria and Arman.
Oh, yeah. Arman's a big name now. And I think people respect him as a fighter as well. It's not like with Gaethje where everyone's like just tuning in to watch Gaethje get decapitated.
Yeah.
I have no interest in seeing Islam. I do and I don't. But if it's going to be at 170, that's no.
Yeah,
that fight can't be at 170.
No, I'd still love to see that. I think Ilya can beat him at 170.
I think Islam is just going to be too
Islam's
big
too big.
Yeah, I think Ilya's got the grappling to keep that on the feet. His grappling's phenomenal, and on the feet, Ilya knocks him out.
But
at 170 though, man.
Yeah, but look right here.
You got to realize Islam's going to be like 180 walking in there.
Exactly. He's probably going to be bigger. He didn't look that much smaller than JDM. And JDM has no chance to make him 155.
And you got to realize Topuria was fighting featherweight 2 years ago. That's like a £50, £40
I
difference. And
agree the
obviously, when
size
you're walking the
difference.
octagon, it's different.
I agree the size difference is there, but I still think he's going to have the power to knock him out at 170.
He's going to be a lot slower though as well.
Potentially, yeah, but I still think I just see him landing a shot because the way he is, if he keeps it on the feet for more than half the fight, he will eventually land a clean shot. That's the way.
Look at the Dustin fight.
Pardon?
He defended takedowns pretty well against Islam. And if you
but
if you can give to
Dustin's not as good of a grappler as Ilya.
no, that's
No,
what I'm saying. If you
that's the
can
point
give
he's making,
Poirier
though.
a minute and a minute and a half around standing up, that's dangerous, man.
Exactly.
I'm just talking about both sides, yeah.
I think if it was at 155, I would pick the Poirier 10 times out of 10. He would just chin him.
Yeah. 170, I'd still back him like 60.
I would back the Poirier, but it's a bit more iffy.
Yeah. It's definitely the best fight they could make skill-wise, though, isn't it?
Listen, that's the topic
yeah.
for another day. I think we've waffled for an hour now. So
I think so.
time to wrap it up. But yeah, we'll be here next week previewing the Charles Max card, which that fight I'm looking forward to. Can't wait for it. But yeah, that's been Mission Podcast, Combat Council, and we'll see you next time.
Like and